Hey, what's up? What's up? It's your girl Lori from LoriOsborne.com, and I just kind of wanted to get on and talk to you guys just about what it looks like to mother in a biblical way, right? Baby, I ain't gonna hold you. Motherhood it could be ghetto. Motherhood comes with its own set of challenges, just personally and with actually being a good steward over your children. Like, what does that even look like? You know what I'm saying? Especially as a Christian. I've seen a lot of comments from different people, parents, mothers, stuff like that. It was like, oh, well, I would never force this on my kids. I would never tell them that they should do da 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 da. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, you do realize that when you don't steward them well, you don't discipline them like you could, you don't correct them, then what happens is exactly what the Bible says: foolishness is pent up in the heart of a child, right? So the reality is that they end up entertaining the foolishness and holding to that thing to where it now becomes a part of their identity, and you're wondering why they're not listening, they don't respect authority, none of the things, because you didn't take the time to correct like you could have. You didn't take the time to actually say, you know what? This was less about me feeling like I was trying to control them. Oh, you have to love Jesus. Now I'm talking about Christians, but it was more about showing them that regardless of what you think life is going to look like, there is a right and wrong way to live. There's a right and a wrong way to live. You could get into everything that you want in the world. It's going to come with some pain. You can choose to live your life for Jesus Christ. Again, it's equally going to come with some pain. For me anyway, I believe that I've been very intentional about how I raise my kids, because I never wanted them to think, oh, well, you just told me about God, so that's all I ever knew, and I didn't have any space to be who I wanted to be or anything like that. And I'm like, the devil is a whole liar. We're not doing that. I'm like, we're not doing that, because I wasn't raised. I knew about Jesus, but I didn't have a relationship with God. So it was just kind of like, yeah, I know there is a God. Yeah, I do believe in Jesus. I don't know them for real, though. I'm only going to go to church on holidays, and that's going to be the extent of what this is for me. It wasn't until I became I was a teenager where I feel like that's when I became most sensitive about God pursuing my life. And I was like, dang, thinking back, I realized that God had been pursuing me for quite some time. And I was like, but I didn't, if my heart wasn't open to wanting to know him more, I probably would have missed all of those signs. And I never would have really truly understood that he was chasing after me for a long time. Right. And so, because I was privy to that, I knew that it was important for me to raise my kids in a way where they didn't feel like this is all I know and this is all I'm ever going to know. Anything outside of that is wrong. Now, it doesn't mean that they won't develop these ideas that are very jaded, where they look one-sided or they're very judgmental. Because I have some kids that respond that way. But I also realized that they're not responding that way because of how I'm teaching them. They're responding that way because of some of the pain that they have endured that they haven't yet processed. Because again, foolishness is pent up in the heart of a child. The same way God takes time and loves on us through all of our foolishness is the same way that we have to take time and love on them through theirs, right? Through theirs. One of the things that I tried to do when they were children was always teach them about Jesus, the different stories about the Lord, the word, praying, and all types of stuff. This is all while I'm going through my own journey, right? But I needed to be so intentional, because what purpose does having a private Christianity serve? It doesn't. It's selfish. It only benefits you. But the reality is that our lives were never meant to just solely be for us. The moment we said, Jesus, I believe that you died on the cross for my sins, and I believe that you were raised from the dead, and you're seated at the right hand of God. Like, I confess Jesus with my mouth. I believe in my heart that you are Lord. Is the moment that we said that my life is not my own. I've been bought with a price. What was that price? Jesus' blood, his whole life. The reality is I'm not my own. So for me to think that my Christianity is my own, my walk is just for me to think these things is foolish, because there is no way that I can